Welcome back to BDS Suspension. This week we kick things off by sending our truck to Butler Body Shop in pieces for them to sand, prime, and paint. I went to check on the guys at Butler to see what their plan of attack was to get this build looking show ready.
And we're going to basically fill any imperfections, fix any cracks in the fiberglass, straighten up the body lines, make sure the taillights, tailgate fit, all that good stuff, and get it primed and ready for paint by next week. Alrighty, we got the bed all prepped and ready to spray a second coat of primer on it, and then we're going to send it over to paint after that.
With all of our parts prepped and ready to go, it was time to pass the truck off to Jay so he could work his magic painting this truck up.
My name is Jason Sills. I work at Butler Body Shop and I'm the head painter. Some of my hobbies is I love painting and restoring cars. About 6 years ago I was trained how to do this the proper way from start to finish and fell in love with it and been in love ever since. I'm super thrilled to be teamed up with BDS and working on the truck.
Alright, so right now guys, we are degreasing the body, and then we're going to go ahead and after we're done cleaning it all up, make sure it's clean dirt specks and all that, we're going to go ahead and lay a sealant coat on it, and then after that, Jay's going to pretty much do his thing and lay on some really cool orange paint.
Got the 4 main base coats laid down. We're going to go in with the sun gun, check, make sure we got everything covered, everything's even. We'll go in with the uniform drop coat and we'll be ready for clear. The sun gun's just basically a high intensity light. It imitates the sun, so it'll allow us to see in the booth what the car's going to look like outside, because our lights in the booth don't really shine through quite as much as the sun, so this just basically ensures us that we got full coverage. So when it's outside, you're not going to be able to see through the paint.
After a good week passed, our team walked outside to see Project SD126 fully painted up and looking gorgeous in the sunlight. The problem was, we had about 5 days for us to get this truck put together, and we haven't even checked to see if the engine starts yet.
Alright, so we think we got everything tidied up under the hood, all the fluids topped off and everything, so we're going to see if we can fire this truck up.
It's alive!
We could put more fluid in it. I don't recall if that one's pre-mixed too already. Yeah, it should be.
Thankfully, the engine fired up on the first try with no issues. Now we quickly had to get to work getting SD126 ready to rock for SEMA. As Project SD126 was coming together, there were a lot of accessories we had to mount up, one of which was an awesome winch.
Alright guys, so every off-road rig needs a solid Plan B option for when the trail gets a little too crazy out there. That's why we went with the Warn Xeon 12S winch. So we chose the Warn winch because it's a system that just simply works. That's what you want your winch to do when you're out on the trail. You want it to work when you need it to. Now, this winch is running a synthetic rope, which is going to add to the safety for us out on the trails. Now, a synthetic rope is a much better option over steel cable because in the event that the synthetic rope were to somehow, fray and snap, the rope will just drop straight to the ground instead of whipping around like a steel cable would, causing harm to you and people around you kind of thing. You don't want that to happen. Anyways, that's the first part of the safety. The second part is what you attach to the end of that synthetic rope, and that's why we have the Factor 55 flat link. Now, it's important that we have this because you want a good, solid point of connection for where the rope is to where you're hooking up to. Because sometimes with a normal, standard, conventional hook, it could fray the ends and it could rip the rope itself.
All right, so we just got our garage shafts in from JE Reel. Pretty exciting step here. Pretty beefy drive shafts. We got a dual cardan joint on the one end, a standard U joint on the other, so we should get some pretty good operating angles out of these. All custom fit to this truck, custom lengths and everything for our shortened wheelbase. So you guys are already going on the front one. We're gonna get the rear one going in now.
All five. I've slept this fair time.
Now that we have our engine and drivetrain installed, let's go ahead and get this whole truck fully put together. While we are fitting up body panels, we're also running a lot of wire, and a lot of wire means it's going to some pretty cool things, one of which are some serious off-road lights.
Alright, so we can't have an off-road SEMA build without some serious off-road lighting. That's why in the front we're going to be running the 40-inch Rigid Industries Pro Series light bar, and we're also going to have it with the Radiance light pods. Now the Radiance light pods are going to be kind of unique because they're actually going to have these amber perimeter lights around them to accent the orange paint job that we're going to have on SD126. To further having our lights kind of match the paint scheme of the truck, we have the A-Series rock lights from Rigid Industries. Now these will have the amber glow, so the whole bottom of the truck is going to have that orange glow to it, so it's going to pretty much have that cool effect of just orange paint job, orange lighting going on underneath. Now around back on the truck, we're going to mount the SR M-Series Pro floodlights. These things are going to be awesome for when we're backing the truck up because it's going to make nighttime turn to day.
Alright, so being that everything else on this truck's pretty much custom, we knew that stock wasn't going to cut it in the lighting department either. We got a hold of our friends over at Recon, picked up this neat third brake light to go along with our tinted out cab lights as well.
After many long days and very hard hours, the guys are starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. They just have a few more things to do until they wrap this project up.
So this is our custom DEF tank that we made here out of stainless steel. And right now I am bolting on the skid plate for it to help protect the pump and this sensor over here.
One of the last things left to do is put some tires on it.
All right, so every off-road rig needs some serious off-road tires. So that's why we've got the BF Goodrich Baja TA KR2 tires. Now these are a softer compound tire, so it's definitely gonna grip those rocks a lot better. And not to mention, these tires are gonna be huge. I mean, we're talking a 42 by 13.5 inch tire. That's gonna really fill up those wheel wells just fine.
With much anticipation and about 2 hours to spare, the team finished the truck. Check it out.
Alright, so it's the last day of the build. The guys are just finishing up the truck. I'm out here grilling some nice fresh ribeyes for us, and it's just going to be a great time. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video series, and we look forward to next year.